Hello, hello, hello. This is Frida. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a new video that I'm making. Okay, so I am knitting a men's medium size sweater, and it's going to be crew neck. So first I started this way. I don't like the collar at all. I don't like how it gets ruffly here. So and then when I put it on myself, what happened was can you see? What I did is I just cast on and I started knitting, one knit, one purl, and then I started dividing the body parts, doing the increases. But when I put it on, I don't like it. As you can see, there's no short row system on this method. And when I put it on, this was just, making me uncomfortable, so I marked it with a soap here just to give you an idea. So I said to myself, oh my goodness, I did a couple of sweaters way back. Let me see. I found the video, so I will pin it. There's part 1, part 2. About a year ago, actually. I think over a year ago, yeah. So I will pin that. And so I started this way. Ta-da! I haven't done the collar edging yet, so I'm gonna do it with you, just to give you. Here it is. It doesn't look good. I know it's black. It's really hard for you to see, but this is a custom order that I'm working on, so I had no other choice. The yarn, everyone's gonna wonder. It's cotton blend. It doesn't have to be this brand. It can be any. 55% cotton, 45% polyester. It's 100 gram and 160 meter, 174 yards. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm knitting a sweater. I'll give you the numbers. It's a medium size. So it fits me. It depends. I'm a plus size, right? So what you do is I have tons of tutorials. You can go into my YouTube channel, to this channel, and go into the playlist. I have top down playlist, and I have so many different techniques how to knit top down. But again, I'm always looking for a new way. So what I did is I figured out how many stitches to cast on, because this is a 4-weight yarn, so it's not thin. So I'm using a 5mm knitting needle, but for the collar I'm going to use a smaller knitting needle, a 4. And I'm going to use a different technique, a twist knitting, and I will show it to you, because I do not like this ruffly. Can you see it? I just don't like it. And here are the numbers for medium size for men. And oh, I forgot to add the total amount. Yeah. So what I did is I cast on 20 stitches for this, and I cast on 20 stitches, and I divided. Well, I can't divide it, it's not enough, so I kept on doing my increases 2 stitches at a time on both sides. So when I came here, I divided the body parts. I did 18 stitches for back, 1 for the increase, 1 for the increase, 1 for the increase. So when I say 1, that's 1 stitch for the increase, but we do 2 sides, don't forget that. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Every other row we do our increases. Okay, so it's 8 stitches every other row. That's how we do our increases. And for the sleeve, I made 7, because 7 is good for me. But I'm going to be knitting for medium size male for men, and the chest I want it 22 inches wide for from armpit to armpit. So that's how many I am going to be knitting until I have 21, 22. Let's say 22. Let's give it an extra stitch, extra inch for both sides. So it's cotton. It's going to get bigger no matter what I do. So I don't want it that tight. You know what I mean? So I give an extra inch. So 20 until I have 22 stitches on the from one underarm to another. That's when I'm going to divide the body parts. And for this technique, I don't have to do two short row technique because I already done it. So what I did is every time I do my increases, every time I come to, so I knitted back and forth, and then until I came up to here. Uh, when I continued doing my one stitch increase. When I came here, I started doing one stitch increase. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's very early here. It's all right. I woke up early so I can knit this. I went to bed late and I woke up early, so I'm going to have sleepless nights until I finish this. I don't know why customers wait till the last minute. She wanted by Christmas, so I have 2 weeks to knit it and ship it to her. So yeah, it's going to be a long journey for me. So that's what I did. I did the 2 increases until I came to the front. I started doing 1 increases until I had the numbers. I added 3 stitches in the middle and I joined, and I'm now knitting round and around. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and I think this technique is way better because when I put it on, it didn't give me that uncomfortable feeling on my neck area. And I do have a thyroid problem, so, and even for men, they don't like that much hot heat, right? Okay, so I'm going to pick up stitches with you. So I'm just going to frog this. I know it took me a couple hours to knit it, to figure out the numbers, but I did figure it out. I didn't add the total. Isn't that funny? I didn't add the total, which we can do. Let me just pull up my calculator. I don't want to use my brain early in the morning right now. So, yeah, let me just pull up the calculator, and I'll give you the total amount. I forgot to write it down here. Okay, so it's 18 times 2, which is 36. So 7 is 14 plus 18 plus 18 is 54 stitches. Yeah. So the total stitches is 54. Okay? Stitches total. And like, it doesn't have to be a medium size. You can control it until you have the measurements for your chest area, and always measure your arm, like your sleeve, your arm area. And men have bigger biceps, like thicker, right? So you need to think about that as well. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna pick up stitches with you, and I do have a yarn here. So I'll just tie it. Should have made that longer. Okay, I have another ball here. Just find the end here. There it is. That was easy. Yeah, these cotton blend I ordered from hobium.com, but you can buy it from anywhere you want. It doesn't have to be this brand, but this is a 4-weight, just to point out. Ice yarn. I did buy lots of yarn from Ice Yarn as well. The only thing is, Ice Yarn, you have to pay shipping. Yeah, don't forget that. You have to pay shipping, but no matter wherever you go, they have the cheapest rates. I bought yarn from Hobby from Denmark. There was a free shipping. They had that Friday discount and so on. Even it cost me $140 Canadian. It's going to come with regular mail, which Canada Post is on strike, so that's another story. So I'm just going to find... yeah, I wasn't prepared for this. Sorry. Here we go. So this is a 4. I believe it's a 4 Addy. Yeah, that's why I love this tool. See, it's a 4. It goes into the 4. That's how you measure your needles. I saw a lady measuring yarn through that too. Maybe that would work. I have no clue. Okay, so I'm going to start picking up stitches, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper instead of all the way to the edge. Okay, so I need a crochet hook. I'm sorry. I love to pick up stitches. If you don't, you can just use your needle. So I'm just going to go into these knit stitches, as you can see, and then I will pick up stitches just like this on each hair. I ordered some Tunisian crochet hooks from Temu. They're on their way today, hopefully. Because it's nice to pick up stitches and then you can start knitting with those. Those are wireless like this. I have first time ordering them. The price is reasonable. So I will do a review about that. Here we go. Just wanted to give you this info. I'm sure a lot of people are going through what I'm going through. You know, you always want to knit way better than you did the previous one. So I'm going on each knit stitch, just like this, and there's a gap on that one. So I'll just pick up a stitch from here, and I'll skip that gap. Okay, just like this. And then I will continue picking up stitches. There are other techniques on how to knit collar, which I'm not going to go through because this is black yarn. It's hardly noticeable, right, when you look at it. So, yeah, you can't see anything. So I'm just going to knit one purl. There are other techniques. And when I knit those techniques, I do the tutorial ASAP. So yeah, and if you go into my videos again, you will see most of my techniques that I'm sharing. And here we go. So I'm not going to go into this big gap. I'm going to the bottom, just like this. And I don't want it that tight. Like, this is a close crew neck. It's not open crew neck. Like, when it's not deep enough, I did it close to the neck because it's winter. Okay. So I'm not coming to the edge, right? I'm picking at below. One row below, I'm picking the stitches, as you can see. Okay. And when I cast it on, I used the tubular cast on method, but maybe that's why it made this collar ruffly. As you can see, I don't like it. And I did use the smaller knitting needles. Like, it looks huge. I don't like the way it's looking. This is what you do. You go. So I'm going to come here. I'm not jumping or anything, but it looks like I'm jumping. I'll just go one. Yeah, there's a huge gap. Let me see what I can do. Let me come here. This is a little bit tighter. Sorry about the wires. Here we go. And here's tighter. Yeah, you need to pick up the perfect stitch. And this is all to it. So let me just pick it up. See, there's a huge gap here. So what I'll do is I'll come to this small stitch and I will grab that one. Even that makes a big gap. Okay, let's see. Oops. to pick up stitches from the front. I wanted to, here's another gap. Yeah. I even did the twist method, but it made a big gap. So I need to close that gap. We don't want that gap, right? Okay, so let me just jump right here. Here's a little bit tight. You go into those tight stitches. Okay, here's one. Okay, there's a huge gap. So again, I'm going one. Actually, I'm going, yeah, well, one row I'm going down. And I'm grabbing those V's, those knit stitches. Here's another huge gap. Oh, this is going to be big. Let's see what I can do. See, I picked up the tight stitch, even that become big. Okay, go to the next. Yeah, that's going to be a huge gap. Let's see what I can do. Yeah. See if I can go in between. Okay, see what I did? I went into two of them and I pulled it up and there's no gap. So what I did is I went in between and I closed it up. But don't do it on every row, just when you see a huge gap like that. Okay, here's another huge gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 2 stitches to close that gap. Okay. So 1, and then going 1 row higher. See? Closed it. So I'm going into every stitch, but yeah, when there's huge gap, you just need to close it. Okay, here's, so I picked up the stitch here on this knit stitch and I need to go to the next one, but as you can see, there's a huge gap. Let's see if I go to the tight one, it closes up, see? Okay, here's another huge gap. Can you see? It looks like there's 2 knit stitches, but there's not. Okay, let me pick up the biggest, tightest, the tightest. Here it is, I think. Here we go. And let's go in here. Okay, there's another huge gap. So what I'll do is I'll go 1 here, and then I'll go to the next one in the next row. Okay, there's a huge gap. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see if this is going to close up. Let's come here. Yeah, it worked. See? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to close those gaps. Okay, I usually don't like doing this technique because of this. Then you have to be very careful picking up stitches to close the gaps. Okay, and this needs to fit your head, so we don't want it that tight. Okay, here's another huge gap, so let me use that way I did. So I grabbed the stitch and I went 1 row high, grab the stitch. Okay, so can you see that's too big? We don't want that. Let me just come here. So that worked. every stitch. There's another big gap. Okay, so we're done. Yeah, there's a huge gap here. Let me just pick another stitch. Okay, and this is all we're going to do. I'm going to knit the first 2 rows, just knit stitch, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to do 1 knit 1 purl. Try not to twist these stitches, as you can see the way I picked it. I'm looking. Did I twist this? No. Okay. See, when you're knitting, it needs to be, see what I mean? It needs to be the same on the bottom row. So 2 row, where did I start? Let me just put a marker there so I know where I started. So I can start the 1 knit 1 purl. I believe it was here. So I'm just knitting. Yeah, the wires are, just pull these wires. Too long. Okay, looking at the stitch. What I'll do is I'll just poke this. The camera picks up every single sound. Okay, let me just finish the 2 row and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have knit 1 row of knit, 1 row of purl, and 1 row of knit to give this look. I think it looks good on collars. Yeah. So I'm going to do, there's total of 57 stitches here. So I thought I could do the twists, which is going to be more tighter. So I don't want to do that because the collar, it needs to fit the head, right? So I don't want to give it that tightness. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna knit and then purl for a couple of rows. That's all I'm going to do, and I will just bind off. So just 1 knit 1 purl. Not too many, because on this one I did a couple of rows and this is too much. Yeah, so I'm going to do the half of this. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so 12 rows of, I'm not going to do 12 rows, I'm going to do half of that. And half of 12 is 6. So I'll just do 1 knit 1 purl, 6 rows, and I will bind off and I will show you how it will look like. So you can have the idea of the end result. Okay, let me just finish this and I'll be right back. I have knitted about 6 rows and I think this is enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bind off. I moved to a different knitting needle. That one was a little bit tight to knit with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit 2 stitches, and then I am going to knit like this, so I don't want it tight. And then I'm going to put this back. Don't think I showed this technique, but this is how I do it on socks. I believe I did show it, I can't remember. Okay, and this is how it looks like. I don't want to do the tubular bind off because then it would be too tight. That's the reason, not too tight, too loose, as I showed the other one. Okay. I will knit And this is how it looks like, see? So what I'm doing is I'm knitting and I'm purling two together. Oh geez, I'm just gonna grab my crochet hook. It won't let me pick up. See, this is why I like it, because it has that hook and it's just easy. And see what I mean? Don't have to know how to crochet, you can use the hook. See, so I will continue finishing this part and I'll be right back. And I will show you how it looks like comparing to the other one. Ta-da! Finished it up. I think being cotton, yeah, it gives this look like, well, it's way better than the previous one. What do you guys think? Yeah, I did put it on my head, so it is stretchy, and it fits perfect. I don't want to knit big collars because they do get bigger. So let me just show you comparison. Look at the difference. See? So I would highly recommend this technique. Even if I did short rows, right, it won't be the same as this one. So just want see how straight this line is. Yeah, that's a no. I don't, it's not comfortable to wear this. All these years I've been knitting, when you think about it. Well, I used to knit not only a top down raglan, like in pieces and then sew it up, but I think this technique is way better than this I was doing. For my cardigans, it doesn't matter for the cardigans because it's open, right? But for sweaters, I would highly recommend this technique. Can you see? It's totally different. Yeah, it just looks way professional and it's comfortable to wear it. So the chains that I did, you can see them, that gave a little bit stretch. So just wanted to share you this video and I hope you like it. Yeah, so I don't have to do any short rows. I'm going to be writing letters on the front of the sweater, but so far this is how it looks like. It's just fantastic. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to hit that notification button so every time I post a new video you will be notified, indicating there's something new for you to watch. Yeah, and don't forget to share my videos on your social media so everyone can see. And yeah, so I'll see you on my next video. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.